The small town of Maple Grove sat shrouded in an ominous fog that hung in the air like an extra coat of sorrow. Night fell quickly here, the sun swallowed by thick clouds. Most townsfolk were curled up inside their homes, but not Nathan. At 15, his rebellious nature drove him out of his room and into the eerie embrace of the woods that bordered the town. His friends had dared him to spend the night in the woods, near a long-abandoned campsite rumored to be haunted by the Rake, a fearsome creature said to prey on those lost in the dark. The legend told of a gaunt, emaciated figure that lurked in the shadows, with long claws and a ravenous hunger for the terror of those it tormented. Nathan scoffed at the stories, passing them off as nothing more than local folklore, but deep down, unease settled in his stomach like lead. Armed with only a flashlight and a sleeping bag, Nathan made his way through the winding trails, the trees whispering secrets above him. Darkness enveloped him as he reached the campsite, its remnants littered with jagged shards of glass and rusted metal. He set up his sleeping bag in the clearing, a defiant grin plastered on his face as he thought of his friends back in town, likely nursing their fears. As dusk turned to night, he could hear the sounds of the woods grow sharper. Twigs snapping underfoot, the rustle of unseen creatures, and the distant hoots of owls. But those sounds receded when he clicked the flashlight off, sinking into the solitude of silence, the soft thrum of his heartbeat echoing in his ears. The peace didn't last long. Suddenly, a low growl vibrated through the air, sending chills crawling up Nathan's spine. He flicked the flashlight back on, the beam slicing through the darkness to reveal only the trees. Nathan chuckled nervously, dismissing the sound as wildlife. But then, he heard it again, closer this time, a breathy rasp that sent most of his bravado fleeing. "Okay, come on, this is just the woods playing tricks," he muttered to himself, forcing laughter. Yet, the moment fell flat. Applause of claws scraping against bark sent Nathan bolting upright. The flashlight trembled in his grip as he aimed it toward the sound. For a fleeting second, he glimpsed a twisted figure far back among the trees, pale skin stretched tight over skeletal bones, its fingers long and sharp like the branches surrounding it. The Rake. Panic surged. It wasn't a myth, it was real. Nathan darted in the opposite direction, his heart pounding against his ribs like a caged animal. He could hear it moving behind him, its breath growing heavier, each exhale a mix of excitement and hunger. He stumbled over rocks, kicking up leaves, half convinced that he was merely caught in a nightmarish hallucination. But the piercing moans that followed were too real. Branches snapped underfoot, the thing breathing in cadence with his fleeing footsteps, closing in with every ounce of its strength. Nathan darted towards the edge of the clearing, desperate to reach the safety of the trail. His lungs burned as he pushed himself harder. Trees blurred into dark shapes on either side of him, and every part of him screamed to keep running. Then, he skidded to a halt. The trail disappeared, swallowed by thick underbrush. Behind him, the growling escalated, a primal sound cutting through the night. He backed up until he was at the very edge of the clearing, heart racing, sweat trickling down his brow. "This isn't happening," he gasped. Before he could rationalize his next move, the creature emerged from the shadows. The Rake stood before him, a grotesque silhouette bathed in moonlight. Its eyes shone like two burning coals, void of any warmth, a cavern of madness within a face devoid of humanity. The long claws flexed menacingly, and Nathan felt the air grow frigid. This was a creature born from nightmares. At that moment, his mind crystallized with a primal instinct, fear. He turned and sprinted again, plunging deeper into the endless chaos of the woods, branches clawing at his face. The growl morphed into a low chuckle echoing around him, a cruel reminder of the creature's relentless pursuit. Suddenly, he stumbled into a pit, hidden beneath a tangle of roots. He hit the ground hard, pain shooting through his ankle. Desperation clawed at him as he scrambled to get up, but the Rake's laughter echoed ominously. The sound was close, terrifyingly close. He glanced back, only to meet the horrific gaze of the creature looming above him. Before it could strike, Nathan wrenched himself upright and limped toward a flash of light in the distance. A cabin glowed faintly, its windows flickering with warmth. He limped desperately through the brush, ignoring the sharp pain in his ankle. The light drew closer, hope stirring within him. He reached the cabin's door, throwing it open and stumbling inside, slamming it shut behind him. He pressed his ear against the door, breathless. The harsh rustle outside ceased. Silence fell, but only for a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, the door rattled. Then the laughing started again, echoing, floating on the air like a macabre song. Nathan's heart plummeted. The thing outside knew he was in there. It would not stop until it found him. With trembling hands, Nathan searched the dim cabin for something to defend himself with, a fire poker, anything. The laughter continued outside, like a sinister symphony to his growing despair. Just as he turned, the windows shattered, and claws tore through wood like paper. Tangled in an endless cycle of dread, he understood. He was not alone, never alone. And as the rake flooded into the cabin, Nathan realized just how little time remained before he'd become part of the legend.